Hello everybody, it's Anna here again today, and today we are at TRE'R CEIRI, which is one of the finest preserved Iron Age hill forts in the whole of Great Britain, and it's located on the slopes of YR EIFL, which is a mountain here on the north coast of the LLYN Peninsula, near Pwllheli actually, in Gwynedd in North Wales. So we're going to be learning some history and also some Welsh language, and what I'm going to be doing is we're starting to walk up. You'll see myself and Alf, there's my foot, and I'm going to be sharing all about it as we make our way up and reach the top and then make our way back down. So it won't always be in order, but where I can point out to you, I will try to do that. So enjoy. There's myself enjoying the view there, and you are very, very welcome. And don't forget, welcome in Welsh is croeso. The name TRE'R CEIRI translates as the town of giants or city of giants. It's really hard sometimes to translate word for word Welsh to English, English to Welsh, but basically it means town of the giants, from the word CEWRI, which is the plural of CAWR, which is the word for giant in Welsh. So TRE'R CEIRI translates as basically the town of giants, which is a tribute to just how impressive later inhabitants of this area found the remains of this Iron Age settlement. So there we are. And this is classed as one of the most spectacular ancient monuments in Wales, and is best known of the hill forts, with massive stone wall defences and situated on this really steep hill, really with a height of 450 metres, which I think is about 1,500 feet, close, like I said, to the north coast of the LLYN Peninsula. And over the years it has been the subject of many visits and several excavations that have exposed, well, some of the houses and made detailed plans of the whole. And fairly recently a joint conservation project has been carried out for Cadw and Gwynedd County Council by Gwynedd Archaeological Trust, which has recorded and consolidated the defensive wall and entrances and some of the houses, made a new survey and carried out a trial excavation and consolidation of the summit CAIRN. And the work was carried out each summer over 10 years with archaeologists from Gwynedd Archaeological Trust, I wanted to get that right, and a team of 3 local masons. So there's a lot of work being undertaken here in research. What I found really interesting was experimentation during the conservation programme showed that the wall was built by placing slabs in position without careful selection for fit or facing, and this meant that the wall could be built really quickly, and the reconstruction the reconstruction work, you can tell I do this in one take. The reconstruction work showed that 3 men could build about 1 metre of fort wall per day, and so therefore the whole circuit of 620 metres, impressive as it is, could have been completed by a workforce of say 100 men in about 20 working days, and that is what fascinated me at how quickly it could have been built. There are 2 main entrances, each about 2 metres wide, which you may have seen or will see. Like I said, it's not in order, I'm just talking as we walk around, I'm just telling you all about it, but you'll know the entrances when you see them. And this made them easily defendable, and the northwest entrance was the most accessible approach through a simple gap in the outer wall, which was enlarged on either side of the entrance, possibly just for appearance sake, and from this outer entrance a paved track ran diagonally up across the slope with flanking walls and overlooked by the inner wall, which provided defence in depth. And that's basically, I don't want to talk too much about how it was built because I'm not really an expert on that side of things, but just very, very impressive. And here at TRE'R CEIRI, in its original late Iron Age phase, there were large roundhouses, 26, probably with other non-domestic structures, and the fort seems to have been abandoned for a while before being reoccupied in the Roman period from the 2nd century AD. The original roundhouses were subdivided and added to by as many as 150 smaller, irregular and sub-rectangular buildings, and the population of the fort in this later phase was greatly increased, but in much more humble circumstances, with no larger buildings of clearly higher status. But this must reflect really significant changes in the wider society of the area at this time. Nevertheless, TRE'R CEIRI must have remained a place of very local importance, and just one of the forts in this area that have produced evidence of reoccupation during the later Roman period, when local political authority may have been reasserted to some extent. And this Iron Age hill fort here to the north of Pwllheli, I'm mentioning Pwllheli because many of you know that place more than you would know this place, but this is regarded by many as the most important prehistoric town in North Wales, if not the whole of Europe. And look what Alf is doing at the top. He's putting his tomato on the top. I don't know what to say. Considering the age of the site and the rumour that there was a hoard of gold hidden here, the present condition, as you've seen and will see, is wonderful, although so many visitors climb it every year. It's been suggested that because the settlement is so far above sea level, it took myself and Alf about an hour and a half, I think, to walk up, and similar to come down as well. We didn't exactly time it because we got distracted, but it suggests that because the settlement is so far above sea level, the huts served as habitations for summer shepherds who also had winter dwellings in the lowlands. But you can just see how fascinating it is and how far they could have seen, because the views from up there are spectacular. The fortifications on Mount TRE'R were built around 200 BC. However, the largest number of people lived in the settlement between 150 and 400 AD, practically really throughout the Roman period. And since TRE'R CEIRI was situated high above sea level, like I said before, it may have served as a refuge for summer shepherds who also had winter dwellings in the lowlands, but the settlement was abandoned in the 5th century AD. And TRE'R CEIRI is one of the best preserved defensive settlements from the Iron Age in the whole of Great Britain, and to this day a defensive wall has been preserved, visible on a large part of the perimeter, reaching up really high, and the foundations of roundhouses, as you have seen. And in 1989, Cyngor Dosbarth and Gwynedd County Council, financed by CADW, began, under archaeological supervision, a long programme of consolidation and repair of this fort. The project lasted 10 years and ended with the renewal of this valuable monument. And admission to its area is totally free. I've got to say that few Welsh prehistoric sites capture the imagination as powerfully as TRE'R CEIRI Hillfort, and we visit quite a lot of these places, and this one that dominates the LLYN Peninsula is spectacular, occupying a steeply sloping site whose summit is occupied by a substantial early Bronze Age burial cairn, clearly preserved and respected within the later hill fort. It's fascinating. And we know from excavations that the hill fort was probably constructed in the later Iron Age and remained in use until at least the 4th century AD, the late Roman period. Other stone-built prominent hill forts, such as CAIRN Bodleian, which is also here on the LLYN, we also have a video of on our channel if you're interested, and that's entitled CAIRN body in. So take a look at that if you're interested. But this one is absolutely fascinating. So that's TRE'R CEIRI, one of the best preserved Iron Age hillforts in Great Britain. Situated on a steep hill of about 450 metres overlooking Trefor and near Pwllheli. There's one of the entrances there that you've just seen. So I hope you've enjoyed it, the tour that myself and Alf have done with you here at TRE'R CEIRI, the Iron Age hillfort, here on the LLYN Peninsula, and here we are now heading back down. So I think we'll leave it there for today from TRE'R CEIRI, here on the LLYN Peninsula in North Wales. And we'll say ta-ta for now, and we'll see you on the next adventure, or the next Welsh lesson, or the next Welsh history lesson. But don't forget to keep practicing your Welsh, because practice makes perfect. Ta-ta for now. Nos da.